Every year, on the 27th of January, we have Holocaust Memorial Day. This day is commemorated all over the world. We should all be aware of what the Holocaust was, and it is an important part of our curriculum, not just in history, but across the school. This year, the theme for this Memorial Day is Be the Light in the Darkness. So what does this theme mean? In 1933 in Germany, Hitler and the Nazi Party came to power. One of the things they believed in was the superiority of the German people. They believed that Jewish people, among many others, were a danger to this purity. They believed that they had too much control and power in Europe and that they were responsible for all the misfortune that Germany had endured. These ideas about Jewish people were not invented by the Nazi Party. We call this belief anti-Semitism, and it existed long before 1933. Because there already existed mistrust and fear, the Nazi Party were able to promote negative ideas about the Jewish population and encourage discrimination. This began in April 1933 when the Nazi Party ordered Jewish-owned businesses to be boycotted. Officers covered these businesses in anti-Jewish posters and stopped people from entering. Eventually, laws were passed in 1935 that made German Jews no longer citizens of Germany. They had their rights removed. They could no longer own businesses, many were forced out of their jobs, and marriages between Jews and non-Jews were illegal. Sometimes thinking about the lives of so many people being changed can be hard to understand. So here are 3 memories from 3 different people who experienced this time of discrimination and fear. Adelaide Schweitzer was 20 years old in 1933. She remembers a university friend telling her he was very sorry, but he could not continue his friendship with her. George Moss, who was 15 when the Nazis came to power, remembers being told to go back to where he'd come from by a girl who he had always been friends with, and he used to stay with his family in the summer. Albert Rothschild, in his 60s when Hitler took control, wrote in his diary that he had always considered himself to be German, and finding suddenly that he was not, was devastated and felt lost. So this is the darkness that people found themselves in, no longer considered to be neighbours or friends. As the Nazi Party grew in power and control, so did this level of hate, resulting in Jewish people from all over Germany, and also Austria, Poland, Czechoslovakia, the Netherlands, being removed from their homes and transported to camps. 6 million Jewish people were killed in these camps, alongside many others who thought to be a threat, whether because of their racial identity or their beliefs. So where is the light? The light can be found in the actions of those who stood up for themselves and for others. It can be found in the officials in Amsterdam who had been responsible for registering the names of Jews to be deported to Auschwitz, who, with the help of the Dutch resistance, instead smuggled babies and young children in rucksacks and laundry baskets, finding safe homes for them. Hundreds were saved. It can be found in Jora Livic, a Jewish medical student and member of the Belgian resistance, who along with 2 others succeeded in stopping a train headed to Auschwitz, allowing 115 people to escape, the youngest of which was an 11-year-old boy. Jora was later executed. It can be found in Irina Sendler, who worked as part of the Polish resistance and is believed to have saved 2,500 children from the Warsaw Ghetto by smuggling them out, providing them with false papers and finding homes for them. There are many more stories of people who hid their neighbours, gave food and shelter, stories of organised resistance in the ghettos themselves. So why do we have a Memorial Day each year? Sadly, the world we live in has still many divisions. There is still war, still genocides, still prejudice, still hate and still fear. But we can carry the message of this year's memorial with us. Be the light in the darkness. Stand up for yourself and for others. Reach out and make connections. Celebrate our differences instead of fearing them. And I'd like to end today with this poem. How beautiful would it be if we lived in a place where everyone called hatred by its full name, tapped it on the shoulder, looked into its eyes without shaking, and said, "You cannot live here anymore."